Welcome to Game Changer, a new series I'm putting together to take a look at what happens when you take a video game and turn it into not a video game. Typically, this will mean discussing movies and television shows, but we're not limited to just those for sure. I'm keeping my options open to take a look at anything that is originally based on a video game or game series. So if you want to see me cover something in a future episode, be sure to leave a comment with your idea, so that I may steal it and make it my own. I've been sitting here staring at a blank page for days now, trying to think of how best to convey the significance of Super Mario Bros. Do I talk about how it's one of the best-selling games of all time with over 40 million copies? Do I spout hyperbole and tell you how significant a role it played in saving the video game industry? Do I even need to say anything at all because it's frickin' Super Mario Bros.? The point I want to make is that this game is a big deal, and pretty much always has been, so it's not really a surprise that merchandise for the game and characters started appearing pretty shortly after the game's release. People like The Thing sell them more stuff branded with The Thing. That's how stuff usually works. That's why we have this. This is your fault. Anyway, all this popularity and merchandising business eventually led to plans for a movie. But not just any movie. The first ever movie adapted from a video game. And that's why I thought I'd do my first episode on this, because where better to start than from the beginning, right? Now, information on this movie is scarce, so it's unclear exactly how everything came together. But at some point, Nintendo and Grouper Studios came to an agreement for the latter to produce an animated film as a sort of tie-in to Super Mario Bros. 2, not that one, due out for the Famicom Disk System around the same time. This would also be accompanied by a number of other products meant to promote both the game and the movie. Super Mario Bros. Peach Hime Kyoshutsu Dai Sakusen, aka Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach, would be released in theaters in Japan on July 20th, 1986, a little over a month after the release of Super Mario Bros. 2. With a runtime of just over 60 minutes, it served as part of a double feature alongside a video guide for the newly released game. Unfortunately, this video guide seems to have been lost to time. Later on, the movie would become available as a rental at video stores in Japan, distributed by VAP Video. But there was never a proper home release of the movie ever put out, and legitimate copies of the movie are considered quite rare and valuable as a result. However, in recent years, copies of the tape have found themselves in the right hands, resulting in not only the movie showing up on the internet, but digitally restored and subtitled as well. And it's this version I'm going to be looking at today. But before we do that, let's refresh ourselves on the source material. The story of Super Mario Bros. Is pretty insubstantial, and what story there is mostly contained within the game's manual. Bowser and his minions have kidnapped Princess Peach and turned the people of the Mushroom Kingdom into rocks and bricks and plants and... oh god, bricks? Does that mean... Little fella named Mario hears about this and is all like, boo! So he sets out to rescue Peach and save the kingdom. Also, Luigi is there. So you run, jump, and swim through levels, collecting coins and power-ups, clobbering enemies, raising flags, saving mushroom people, and ultimately defeating Bowser and saving the day. Yay! Now for Super Mario Bros. 2, things are pretty much the same, actually. The game is essentially a challenge pack of harder levels for players who had mastered the original. No new story, and only a few minor mechanical changes. So let's see how the movie handles all of this, shall we? We're introduced to our beloved hero, sitting in his dark room, playing a gosh dang Famicom. Look at that! Now, unlike 99% of all video games that will ever exist, the character in this game is advancing by heading to the left. This might just be a deliberate parody of the medium from which this movie is being adapted, or it could possibly be symbolism, informing the audience that this is a world much like our own, yet not quite. Or maybe, as we've come to associate left-to-right movement in visual art and media with progression, this in turn suggests regression. And as this is an adaptation that goes on to reintroduce this world and these characters, we must first regress to the beginning, to the origin. Or maybe I'm just reading way too much into what one could argue is 60 minutes of advertising. Anyway, this happens. This scene confuses me a lot because it makes no sense. Did Mario watch a cursed videotape last week or something? Why does Mario's game just suddenly turn into a portal to another world? Look, I'll buy that kind of thing in Captain N the Game Master, but not in my Mario lore. Do you understand me? Actually, at least they sorta had an explanation in Captain N for that, but we'll get to that another day. They don't explain a dang thing here. Also, what is with Nintendo consoles and portals to other worlds anyway? Why is that a thing? All my NES ever did was give me countless hours of joy. I didn't get to meet any hot princesses. Stupid thing. So we get our first meeting between Peach and Mario, and Peach apparently already knows who Mario is. Maybe that portal thing works both ways and she's been watching him on a TV too. Oh my. The meet cute is abruptly ended by Bowser making his appearance, clowning Mario, and taking the princess back to the hell dimension from which they came. Of course, Mario pursues them through the... Just kidding. No, that would actually be somewhat logical. Nope. Instead, Princess Peach's magical amulet materializes in Mario's room. You know, the magical amulet she always has. For magic. And with that in hand, Mario can now enter... Nope. Nope. We just get a late title credit and one hell of a song. So it's the next day, and we... Hold on! Oh, God, everything is wrong here. Mario and Luigi are grocers? Look, they've been plumbers, Mario's been a carpenter, there was that one summer Luigi took up pottery. Why the hell did you go with grocers? Grocers? And of course, there's something else that cannot be ignored here. The clothes. We'd already seen Mario in full dress, and yeah, the colors of his shirt and overalls are reversed compared to what we're used to now. But at the time, you often did see Mario colored in this fashion. Wouldn't really be until Super Mario Bros. 3 that media would more consistently depict the colors the other way around. Luigi, on the other hand... Yikers! Now look, to be fair, in 1986, Luigi's appearances up to this point have looked like this, and he didn't have a consistent design yet. On the other hand, the color green was always a part of that design, so screw being fair. Why is there no green here, movie? Why'd you do this? What's your problem? Okay, back to being fair for a sec, though, for real. I just pointed out what Luigi looked like up to this point, yeah? This movie is quite possibly the earliest instance of Luigi being given distinct physical characteristics to differentiate him from Mario. This is the taller, slimmer brother we've come to know and love through all these years, and it might have started right here. so that's cool. While we're on the subject, this is also one of the earliest instances of Princess Peach being depicted with blonde hair. She was usually seen with red, even in the original NES games, so okay. A couple of points to you, movie. I think that puts you back at 0 now. Okay, anyway, yeah, we're here in the grocery store, and Mario is preoccupied with thoughts of the previous night and the necklace left behind. Then this happens.
これはキノピオ神話に古くから伝わる幻の宝石だぜ。幻の？ほらこれだ。この石の導くところ、宝の国だ。すごい。行こう。どこだ？わからん。104番で聞いてみよう。もしもし。いやマリオくんそこにいたのか。探したぞ。まあいい。今使いのものをやるからすぐ来てくれ。
This scene confuses me a lot because it makes no sense. This is the second time I've said that, and we're less than 8 minutes into the movie. How does Luigi immediately recognize what that gem is? What is this book that mentions the gem? What even was that phone call? What is happening in this movie? Now, I'm not very good at Japanese. I've been learning for about 3 years using phone apps, and I know maybe 9 words. But I can't even say that with any confidence, so having people speak it at me in weird character voices in a 35-year-old VHS tape means I'm relying very heavily on the subtitles. That said, I'm not entirely sure Mario calling someone is a proper translation here. It's way too vague even for this movie. If I had to guess, Mario is calling the author of the book. That's just it, a guess. If you're able to tell me what's actually being said here, please feel free to. So now there's this dog thing. It steals the gem and the Mario Brothers chase after it while one hell of a song plays. Again. But it turns out this dog thing, named Kibidango, was actually sent by the love child of Gandalf and cousin It, who I also believe was the guy on the phone earlier. Apparently, he wants Mario and Luigi to rescue Princess Peach and save the Mushroom Kingdom because of some kind of prophecy. So they do know about Mario. They were watching him. You know, you try to make a joke and it turns out to actually be true. Maybe I should start joking about how I'll totally win the lottery. Now, in order to have any hope of doing the thing they're apparently destined to do, they must first find 3 powerful items that Bowser has scattered around the land, as opposed to just locking them in a vault or destroying them. That's smart. That's great, Bowser. You do that. So Mario and Luigi must find the mushroom, flower, and star. How about that? No love for the 1-up, but that's fine. Still nice to see them incorporate these things into the movie. They even incorporate the coins by having Luigi be a money-hungry little fella who just wants to find treasure. Wait. Where's Yellow and obsessed with gold and treasure? Oh my god, it's the precursor to Sterling Silversmith! Just kidding. I know Sterling Silversmith came first. That song plays again! We're a quarter of the way through the movie and the song has played 3 times, and that's still not the end of it. And each time it's played, it's never really with much of anything happening in the movie. First time, credits. Second time, running after a dang dog. Third time, walking through various art movements. For a movie that's only an hour long, there's a surprising amount of filler. As the Mario Brothers camp out under the stars like the Wild West cowboys they are, a couple of Goombas lure Luigi away to eat some mushrooms, which turn out to be mood-altering. Oh no! Surely this mild inconvenience will completely jeopardize the success of their mission. This random paratrooper poses more of a threat. I don't know, maybe that was part of the Goomba's plan or something. Anyway, Mario talks and fights his way out of becoming food for the babies. And by pure chance, the super mushroom is right above their heads. So how's that scattering them around the land thing working out, Bowser? Good? And now this happens. This scene confuses me a lot because alright, I need to stop with this. You get it by now, right? There's a ton of nonsensical and convenient moments all throughout this movie. Feels like the whole thing was written by a 7-year-old coming off anesthesia. At least we get to see the super mushroom put to use. Look, it makes Mario big! Just like in the games! And that's the only time you'll see it! The Mario Brothers run into the Goombas again, and it's at this point I realize something. Where the heck are Mario and Luigi even going? All they've been told is they need 3 items, and those items are hidden around the world. They're just walking aimlessly, hoping they'll find power-ups by sheer luck? Spoilers, that's exactly what happens. The Goombas offer some insight on what paths Mario and Luigi could take, including a lovely floral garden. Mario deduces the fire flower could be there. Spoilers, that's exactly what happens. Thanks, Goombas! Of course, it's not that easy. First, they find themselves narrowly escaping a field of piranha plants. Then they face the wrath of a Lakitu, who starts throwing spiny eggs at them. For reference, in Japanese, Lakitu is called Jugemu, and the spiny eggs are called Paipo, which sort of explains what he's saying, but not why he's saying it. Another oddity is the way the movie decided the Spinies should function. Apparently, Lakitu's cloud is a weather machine, and the eggs hatch after a thunderstorm and some sunshine. Our beloved grocers and their dumpling dog become surrounded, but a vine lifts Mario into the sky, which I think is a reference to the vines you find in the game that lead to secret areas. Anyway, this allows Mario to steal Lakitu's cloud, or at least part of it, and fumble around with the weather controls until the Spinies fall asleep and turn into flowers? For some reason, all this is considered breaking Bowser's spell. So a little cloud floats out of the sky, turns into a mushroom person, and awards Mario the fire flower. You know what that means. Hey, wait a minute. Wow, I really hope someone got fired for that blunder. Anyway, just like with the mushroom, you'll never see this used again. Yeah, you know how I said this movie could just be considered an hour of advertising? You might shrug at the double feature with the video guide, you might consider the Famicom as a fun nod, you might even see that dang song being played 50,000 times as par for the course. But this? This is insane. And yet, somehow, it will get worse. The Goombas intercept the Mario Brothers by a cave entrance and lure them inside with a trail of gold coins, like they're frigging E.T. with the Reese's Pieces. Then the Goombas trap Mario and Luigi inside, leaving a Hammer Brother to stand guard over them for good measure. Okay, pretty good plan this time, Goombas. I mean, it's not gonna work, but at least it's kind of a solid idea. Mario laments over his failure, while Luigi just mines away at all the gold in the cave, completely oblivious to their predicament. Feel free to take a guess as to how they'll escape, while the movie finally remembers Peach and Bowser should probably be in more than just the intro. I'm not joking, it's almost down to the second 30 minutes since we last saw these two. The movie is half over at this point. I feel like that's a problem, you know?
ピーチちゃん。ねえ、ピーチちゃん。今夜の結婚式のことだけど、どんなウェディングドレスがいい？ピンク、ホワイト、それとも。
Bowser came off as a pretty big threat at the start of the movie, but now that we get to see more of him, that dangerous aura has greatly diminished. He's kinda goofy, kinda oafish, and kinda in love with Princess Peach, or at least what he thinks is love. He doesn't want to marry Peach to take over the Mushroom Kingdom so much as he wants to marry Peach to marry Peach. Princess Peach comes up with a clever plan here to have Bowser transform into things to cheer her up. But I'm gonna need some help from you, the viewer, on what exactly these things are. My attempts to look them up have only turned up results talking about this movie, so that's less than helpful. First up, we have Pokero, which appears to be an old-fashioned Japanese scarecrow with a big tongue. Next, we have Buchimonta, which I guess is some kind of unattractive ballerina? Then we have something called a teddy bear, and oh, wait, no, I know what that is. Honestly, I don't blame her for not seeing that one coming. Good try, Peach. I like that you're proactive in trying to save yourself and not just waiting for Mario to come save you. A for effort. But yeah, let's see what Mario's working on in order to escape and rescue Peach and defeat Bow... So yeah, if your guess for their escape was Luigi does all the work while Mario gives up in daydreams, congratulations! Let's go for round 2. How do you think Mario and Luigi deal with the Hammer Brother chasing after them? Trick question, they don't. He defeats himself by accidentally dislodging a boulder like he's in a Roadrunner cartoon. Oh, those Mario Brothers. Always known for bumbling their way to victory, right? Really, for a couple of heroes, they're not really doing anything heroic in this movie, you know? Everything just kinda happens around them and things just kinda work out for them in the end. Peach has worked harder to save the day. The dog has worked harder to save the day. Luigi is devastated to discover the gold in the cave isn't gold after all, and at this point, he should just start collecting that dog's turds, because maybe they'll transform into diamonds or something. Why is all the gold not gold? Why is it rocks and people? What does the Mushroom Kingdom's economy even look like? So Luigi dumps everything in the ocean, and whoa, hey! That was the star! Quick, everybody, jump in! Dangerously close to all the rocks! You absolute morons! Luigi can't swim, something he should have thought about before jumping into the frigging ocean. So it's up to Mario and Kibidango to search for the star while he dies or something. I don't know, it's not important. Here's a Cheep Cheep that explodes into smaller Cheep Cheeps. Okay, hold on! There is so much wild stuff happening in this movie that it never even registered with me that Mario is breathing underwater here. What are you breathing, Mario? Are you part fish? Are you Aquaman? Are you Namor the Submariner? Are you that rat from the Abyss? What is going on? Oh, by the way, that scene with the rat in the Abyss, that is absolutely real. How cool and horrifying is that? Like, they really did forcefully submerge a live rat in real oxygen-rich fluorocarbon fluid that it could breathe. Alright, they got the star. Yay, whoopie-doo! Here's a Cheep Cheep that explodes into smaller Cheep Cheeps. Then this happens. You know what? Fine. Be that way, movie. We've come this far, we're almost at the end. If there's one thing you're consistent with, it's with how you're never afraid to not make sense. Back at Bowser's castle, the wedding ceremony is beginning, and this is now my dream wedding. Look at it. It's beautiful. If only those darn Mario Brothers didn't have to ruin everything by crashing the party. Bowser grabs Peach and runs off to finish the wedding elsewhere, leaving Mario and Luigi to give chase. And wow, hey! Look at this! Mario's platforming through a maze of obstacles and traps? It's kinda like the video game. Oh, it's over now. Oh, well, that's a shame. The Goombas return to stop Mario and ew! No, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it! Get out of here with your weird noodle arms! I honestly love that even here, even after everything, Luigi's main priority is to get that money. Boy, I sure hope those aren't load-bearing coins. Oh. Oh dear. Looks like he accidentally broke through the septic tank. Oh no, they were load-bearing coins! Well, here we are. The final confrontation with Bowser. Kibidango somehow informs Mario that he needs to eat the power-ups in order to absorb their power. Furikake, literally sprinkle in Japanese, is a general term used to describe assortments of toppings that one can sprinkle over their rice to add flavor and extra nutrients. Its creation is credited to a pharmacist in the early 1900s, who came up with a powder mixture of fish bones, seaweed, sesame seeds, and poppy seeds, as a way to address a lack of calcium in the Japanese diet at the time. Since then, many different types of furikake have been created and sold, and the seasonings are even used in other dishes as well. And I'm telling you all of this because a package of Mario-branded furikake and rice materializes out of thin air, compelling Mario to stop everything and start eating it. Our beloved hero, ladies and gentlemen. Thankfully, Luigi is here to save Mario from getting absolutely wrecked for his idiocy, and pops up with the star in hand. He feeds it to Mario, and... Bowser is defeated, Peach is rescued, and peace returns to the Mushroom Kingdom. Yay! Is he, though? Mario returns Peach's necklace to her, and she talks about a legend that says her true love will have a matching necklace. Nice little bit of sequel bait, I guess. Mario and Luigi can then venture across the land to search for the necklace so that what? I'm sorry. Who are you? Alright, look here. It's one thing to introduce an original side character like that hairy hermit to move the plot along. It's a whole other ass thing to introduce an original character at the end of your heckin' movie who thoroughly takes an entire dump on everything. I would absolutely love to know the reasoning behind doing something like this, because it feels like the people that made this movie are just mocking you for watching the whole thing in the first place. Oh, you wanted to watch a fun animated adventure with characters you love? Well, screw you! Here's an hour of confusing half-assed scenarios, blatant advertising, and a bonkers conclusion that leaves a bad taste in your mouth. I dare you to like this movie! But you know what? I kinda do. Don't get me wrong, I don't really think this is a good movie at all. There's more advertisement than plot, our heroes are ineffective, and everything just happens for the sake of happening. However, that doesn't mean it's without its charms. The insanity on display. I have a soft spot for weirdness, and this movie has it in droves. I can genuinely say that not only did I never know where this movie was going, but I really wanted to find out. And really, looking at the source material, there's plenty of weirdness in there too. At its core, Super Mario Bros. Is a fairy tale. The brave hero in a land of magic and wonder and strange creatures, going on an adventure to rescue a princess from the clutches of evil. Fairy tales, by their nature, are not restrained by logic, and I would expect no adaptations of such material to show any restraint either. So I can't judge the movie too harshly for being weird, I can only judge it for that weirdness not resulting in a good movie. Besides that, there is the added novelty of this being the first film adaptation of a video game. It's history. Strange, unrefined history that tries to sell you ramen. And I think there's something special about that. Maybe you do too. So I really do think this is a movie worth watching at least once, if not for the sheer spectacle of it, then for being able to experience a part of gaming history. While I wouldn't do something as unsavory as suggest you search up Mario Brothers anime on YouTube, I will wish you the best of luck in finding a copy yourself to watch and hopefully enjoy. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. I put a lot of time and a lot of work into it, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider signing up for my Patreon, which will help me to make more videos like this in the future. If you can't do that, share this video with a friend or two, get the word out, and please, let me know what you liked, or what you'd like to see done differently in the future, or anything you'd like to see me cover in a future episode. And of course, liking and subscribing are always welcome as well. I want to give a special thanks to A Lot of Momos for being the long-standing patron and supporter of my work. But hopefully we can add a few more names to my list of supporters moving forward, eh? And a thanks goes out to Polar Mike, Green Puggy, Faucet That Leaks, and Mythcarian for taking a look at my draft for this video and offering input. I also want to give credit out there to the folks who worked on preserving this movie and made it available for others to see, so thank you Magiblot, Nintendo Wizard 22, Everything Super Mario, Mario, and to all the folks who provided subtitle translations into many different languages. You're all great. Alright, I think that about does it for this video, but I'll hopefully see you next time. Love ya. Mwah. Bye-bye.